If you've recently graduated or you're even working in a job that is less than ideal, one of the best ways to kickstart your job search is to talking to people and start networking. Here's a little secret. Even if you just graduated and you don't think you have a network, think again. We all have networks. Sometimes we just haven't done the legwork to actually identify them.
So before we dive into how to reach out to your network to get help, let's explore a few steps to identify where some key figures might be hiding in your own professional spiderweb. How to unlock your secret network. I'm going to start this advice by giving some advice I've been given a dozen times before. If you're launching your job search in a quest for the quote-unquote dream job, ditch that mentality right away. My advice instead is to identify a dream company or a few ideal companies and reverse engineer your networking search from there. LinkedIn is an amazing place to find out who works for a company or who has worked for a company in the past. So for example, if your ideal company is, say, Google, conduct a search on LinkedIn. You'll be surprised to find that your best friend's sister works there. You might also find that an even closer connection worked there in the past. These are two great connections to have in order to set up informational interviews or casual chats about what it's like to work at the company. Also, connect on other forms of social media. The job search can be a long process, and your career is an ever-evolving thing, so connect with your own personal quote-unquote dream team ASAP. Depending on your industry, you might make connections with the thought leaders in your industry on Twitter, LinkedIn, or even Instagram. Don't connect and follow up immediately with an ask. Instead, cultivate an e-relationship. Like their posts, retweet their best articles, and share their most thoughtful LinkedIn posts about the industry. When you're ready, reach out to your network. To get your network to quote-unquote work for you, you'll also want to get in touch via email or over the phone, but also in person if possible. We like coffee dates for this. Ask any relevant contacts to meet for a quick cold brew so you can learn more about their career path in a way that doesn't disrupt anyone's day, too much at least. Afterwards, send them a thank you email. This is a must. Here's an example. Hi, name. Thank you again for taking the time out of your day to meet with me. It was so encouraging to hear about your career path and why you chose to include their job title. I've actually continued to research the role and I'm now actively pursuing full-time opportunities. I'd really appreciate you keeping me in mind for mention some of the job titles you're thinking of, roles that come across your desk. I have also attached my resume in case you want to pass it along. Lastly, I wanted to see if you had any other informational interview referrals. I'd love to connect with other, insert the job title, and learn about their career paths too. Thank you again for your time, and I look forward to staying in touch. Best, your name, a link to your LinkedIn profile, and your phone number. The goal is to stay on her radar and gently see if she could refer you for a job. Since you're not directly asking for a job, your email will just appear to be proactive with your job search. Another approach to getting your network to work for you includes reaching out when there is a specific job you want a referral for. For that, I suggest sending the following email example. Hi, Mary. Thank you again for taking the time out of your day to meet with me. It was so insightful to hear about your career path and why you chose to insert her job title. I've continued to research the role and industry and came across an opening for, insert the job title, at your company. Would you be comfortable sharing the hiring manager's contact information with me? As you know, it can be hard to stand out in a sea of online applications, so I'd love the opportunity to send my resume directly to her. I've also attached my resume with a brief introduction included in case you're more comfortable sending my information directly to insert the hiring manager's name. I really appreciate your time and any assistance you can provide in my job search. I look forward to staying in touch. Best, your name, LinkedIn profile link, and your phone number.